Hey FLOSSTUBE, it's Leigh from Creative Leigh on Sunday the 19th of January 2025 with FLOSSTUBE number 253. Welcome back to my weekly YouTube channel about counted cross stitch, and happy 53rd birthday to me from yesterday. Thank you to so many of you who've reached out and made on Facebook and Instagram and all the other places, Messenger and what have you, to say happy birthday, and also in the YouTube comments from last week. I appreciate it. It's lovely to have so many people wishing me well, I guess. So 53, holy shit. That I don't even know. Start doing maths and think, crikey. It's it's been a long time. I had a pretty good birthday thus far. Yesterday I had high tea at the Intercontinental Hotel in Wellington with my scrappy buddies, my friends Katie and Tracy, and it was a Buzzy Bee Kiwiana themed high tea. So for those of you not brought up in New Zealand, the Buzzy Bee was a very familiar toy to a lot of us older folk, designed by a Kiwi guy, and it had a little clacker, so when you dragged it along with a string, the little wings spun around, that it went clack, 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 clack. And I believe one was gifted to Prince William when he was born, as a quite well-known photo of him with this Buzzy Bee. Anyway, so the high tea was all very Kiwi themed, giant Jaffa, which raspberry lamington, a custard square, little kiwi strawberry pavlova, kiwi fruit strawberry pavlova, LMP cheesecake on an Anzac biscuit base, all very Kiwi themed desserts. The savoury were like a chorizo saucisson with black garlic sauce, roast lamb finger sandwich with mint sauce mayo, kiwi burger slider with pickles, beetroot and a fried egg. Very Kiwi burger to have beetroot and a fried egg. Quiche Lorraine, not terribly Kiwi at all, but delicious. And a buzzy crudité skewer with cherry tomato, olive and mozzarella. It was so good. With a traffic light mocktail and choice of tea, coffee, or what have you. It was such a really, really lovely, they must have a really nice pastry chef at Intercontinental. Everything was very delicate, not too sweet. Sponge was lovely and soft. The pavlova was very light, not crystallized. The cream wasn't over whipped. Everything was very delicious. So we spent sort of 2.5 hours slowly nibbling our way through. On a couple of pictures, here's the little doofa, the little trolley that came out. I forgot to turn the Buzzy Bee around. It had like a sugarwork Buzzy Bee just for decoration. I forgot to turn it around. So you can see the bee's ass, basically. So good. We had such a lovely time. So we, every year, the three of us do something, because we have birthdays within 2.5 weeks of each other. So we usually do something. And this year, Katie organised us to go to high tea, and it was lovely. Then I found a dress to wear to my brother's wedding in March. I won't show a picture of me wearing it, but it looks like this, and it's got pink in it. I don't stitch Christmas except when I stitch Christmas. I don't stitch Halloween except when I stitch Halloween, and I don't wear pink except when I wear pink. It's enough of those warmer pinks, and it's got the dark kind of mauvey lavender, smoky grey, purple in it. I do need some decent underwear, but other than that, looking forward, I'm going to wear that too. It was on sale. I used vouchers and got a discount, so got a dress for the wedding. So that was kind of cool for the birthday. And today I went to the Art of Banksy exhibition at Tākina with my friend Anne, and it finishes tomorrow. It's been on for a few months, and of course we go the last weekend, but we got half-price tickets, which is really nice, and it was really interesting. Like, I've obviously a street art fan, and I've got a few Banksy cards on the wall. And I have a couple of other other street arts ones on the other wall. But I knew a little bit about Banksy. I think I knew a little bit more than maybe Anne did. But it was really interesting the way that the curation of the exhibition. It was a lot of, obviously they didn't bring, you know, walls from downtown London or Palestine or Ukraine or wherever, where Banksy street art is. They had a lot of works on loan from private exhibitions that had been purchased or gifted. I think a lot of time when Banksy worked with people on various exhibitions and stuff, he often gifts people prints with, you know, personalised prints and stuff. But it was so super interesting, kind of the information, you know, themed by kind of different exhibitions or I guess activism or charity based or political events and stuff. And yeah, super interesting. And they had a bunch of quotes around the walls, like with from Banksy, and he's got such a dry wit and such a great sense of irony, and uses pun, and it's just, you know, perfect sense of humor. So I know a few people who didn't go or weren't going to go because of the, you know, graffiti is bad kind of mentality, or and, you know, graffiti is usually, it's not as simple as just it's vandalism, and certainly street art. You know, I don't know, there's some really cool art out there, and I think it often is a great use of an ugly grey wall, really, to use it for something thought-provoking or humorous or political or satirical. So it was great, really interesting. So yeah, we both enjoyed it. Bought a couple of postcards. Actually, I've got friends who have they do like marketing stuff, you know, t-shirts and mags, and they do embroidery and printing and stuff. So they actually had a contract to provide a lot of the merch. Pleased to see the merch was obviously very successful. They pretty much have run out. Again, it finishes tomorrow. But I bought a few postcards and stuff, which I will be sending out. They won't be framed. I pretended to go with the square art, but just a couple of prints of his various works and stuff. Punk's Not Dead, Thug for Life, it's so cute. Pulp Fiction, and the version of the Flower Bomber. And then this is not a photo opportunity. They didn't have a postcard for the quote, which is like, sorry, your lifestyle is out of your target lifestyle is out of stock or something. I don't remember. Anyway, some postcards. It's a great weekend, and tomorrow is public holiday, 1 year anniversary. So in theory, I don't work. I probably will do a little bit of work. I had to take a couple of hours off during the week to do personal errands, and also had some sad news on Friday. Found out that my friend Heather passed away on Thursday after a short but quick illness, leukemia. I had a friend with leukemia, I think, last year. I found out after I visited her in Whakatane. She was an old work friend, a little bit older than me. And her son rang me yesterday, so I'm so thankful that he rang me to let me know, because I had said to him I was really looking forward to chatting with her on Saturday, because she never forgot my birthday. Heather always rang me on my birthday, and I said to James, so I was looking forward to talking to her on Saturday, seeing how she was going, and I'm glad I know why she didn't call. And I sent a message to her daughter Abby. And Abby just called me today while I was in the exhibition. I just stepped aside and had a chat with her, and she said, they're doing okay. It's, sad and they have moments, but she really appreciated the kind words I'd sent, and also just the people reaching out to say nice things is really helping them. And she said they're going to have a service for her on Wednesday, and she'll let me know so I can go watch the live stream or what have you. But when he rang to tell me, and I sort of hung up, and I immediately wanted to call my dad, because my dad knew Heather, and he used to always say to me, oh, Heather's such a nice lady, because she did some lovely things when I was very at a low point in my life, when I injured my back when I was 25 and was in hospital for a long time and had to have surgery and learn to walk again. I mean, I just remember, you kind of realize at that time, because I had a lot of friends through work, and it was an awakening for me that actually the friends you have at work aren't always they're not always what you call good friends, they're acquaintance friends. And she visited with me, and I remember one time I had really cold feet. Because of my back injury, I kind of had partial paralysis, and I lost, I couldn't move my right foot at all. I couldn't wiggle my toes or lift my leg below the knee. And my feet got really cold, like my circulation got impacted, and she went home and brought back some socks for me. It was like just this little thing, right? But I always remember, and she'd always, when I lived in Whakatane, bring me a rose out of their rose gardens, and I have a little bud vase, and it's very nannery. It's not my style at all, but I've kept it all these years. Just a little crystal cut glass or crystal bud vase, and yeah, she would always bring me a rose so I could, I had a vase to put a rose in. So anyway, it was just sad, and yeah, it was just, I sort of had a bit of a moment when I realised I couldn't ring Dad. I was like, oh my God, who knows? Like, who can I talk to that knew Heather, and I want to share my grief with them. And then I burst into tears because I was like, oh, I talked to my dad. Anyway, so I had a bit of a pity moment on Friday. So blah, blah, blah. It was, work was a good week. Loving it. I mean, it's work, apart from the fact that it's work. Yeah, I had a great first week, and getting stuck into some things, and hopefully already adding some value. So loving not being a project manager, even though I do some project management. It's not my role anymore. Loving not working for government. It's only been a week, but I already love it. I love that I'm not part of all the drama and I don't know, it's a different kind of stress. So yay for all that. Right. Stitching stuff. We should do some stitching. Oh, I just want to share. I'm going to have this after I do this video. I'm going to have a pomegranate. You all know I love pomegranates, but I literally have a pomegranate. So I'm going to break this puppy open and paint the kitchen pink. And I don't even know if I'm going to have it with anything. I think I'm just going to eat the pomegranate. I don't have any like ice cream or yogurt. I could have made yogurt if I thought about it, but I didn't. But I just need to eat this pomegranate. It's ready to eat. And I love pomegranates, so yay, pomegranates. I'm weird, I know. I did get a wee message from Catherine the other day from Country Stitch. She said, oh, I was in your area, so I saved postage and I popped your silks for you in. So I only showed you my silks for you for November 2024 last week. But essentially, Catherine knew I was going to be away over Christmas, and she had some stuff to send me, so she just held it back and posted it to me when I said I was going to be back in New Zealand. And then, in the meantime, the December 2024 had turned up, and these are, I need a pomegranate design. You know what? I've got that chart that I showed you the other day, the one with the Persephone's Garden, which, of course, is pomegranate themed. I wonder if because I did look into the cotton. It was by something in Pirate. I can't remember. Something and Pirate, and they're on Etsy, and I had a wee look and put all the 5 or 6 colours for the pomegranate garden in my cart. And it was $38 shipping, and I went, it's not $38 to send 6 skeins of floss in a wee envelope. And I probably could email them and say, hey, could you actually go and get me a quote for shipping? Because it's not $38 to send me. It wouldn't even be $38 from New Zealand, and we charge a fortune. And I was like, no, Pirate and Robin and Pirate. But they look beautiful. But I took screenshots of them, and I'm just going to, I've got plenty of red silk and cotton in my stash. I will be able to make up my own kit. So I'm not paying $38 shipping for 6 skeins of floss. On top of that, I was fine with paying for the skeins of floss, but anyway, got those. So they're very fun, and I don't have a lot of reds in silk. I have a lot of pinks in silk, and I don't have a lot of reds. So I was seriously excited to get those. So yay. That's all that's new. I showed you so much last week but I did have a birthday start yesterday, which I'll show you shortly. I only stitched on 3 things. One I can't show you, but it also had a surprise start. So first of all, the thing I can't show you, I started stitching on some Christmas ornaments. I meant to do a small gift of some Christmas ornaments to 5 stitchy friends who do Christmas, my Jingle Ball buddies, and I had a disastrous end of year with work and everything, and it was just, I started some and I just didn't get things finished, and anyway, had a false start and not a finish, and I ended up abandoning all attempts. In the end I just said, look, I'm not going to do it. However, I started stitching some Christmas ornaments, and I want to do like a kind of 2 for each of my friends, because I feel like I want to give them one for 2024 and one for 2025. So I did do some stitching, and I did a start and a finish on one of them, not a fully finish. I'm just basically saying I spent a couple of evenings stitching on an ornament, and I'm going to be doing at least 2 a month so that I get ahead of the game. And I will just mention it, and then I'll show you after I've gifted them in December. But they'll be on my start finish list, because I did start and finish an ornament. You just won't get to see it. On the 13th was my first day at my new job, and of course working from home, so I did get a little bit of stitching done, and I decided that I should commemorate my new job, new beginnings, new start with a new start. And on Sunday afternoon, after I did my video, and I had a whole bunch of stuff all over the place, I had a friend visit me. And while I was waiting for her to turn up, because she got delayed, I was just tidying up some charts and taping together some working copies I did while I still had access to a photocopier at work. I did a bunch of working copies of charts that I own over the last few months I was at work. I called that overtime, and I was just taping them. I taped my charts together, so I have one great big piece of paper, and then, blah, blah, blah. And I consolidated a whole lot of stuff, and first of all I was like, holy shit, I have a lot of charts. Some of them are free, and some of them were from freebie tables, and some are PDFs, and a whole bunch that I've bought secondhand, but regardless, I have a lot of charts. So first of all I was like, yeah, Leigh, you've got a lot of stuff in here, and this is in 2 big plastic boxes that I don't have the fabric for. They're just literally the charts, so they are in the not even started to be kitted pile. And I also have some that are in either I've got the fabric or I've got the floss that I need to, so partially kitted, and then I've got like 40 something things already kitted up. So I don't even know, I've easily got like 250 things I could stitch, right? Like in the next, let's say 10 years before my eyesight goes and my arthritis kicks in. It's just reminding myself that don't get too excited when market comes out. Don't go crazy. You've bought a lot. But when I was putting together some of the flosses I showed you last week from one of my hauls with the project, one of the Blackbird projects, someone had said to me, who was it? Was it Lizzie? Had said, what are the Blackbird projects? Maybe we could do a stitch along. And I was like, oh, well, let me go have a look. So I decided, so one of them was a bunch of the flosses is for the Garden Club series. So I bought the charts a while ago. I bought a couple, from different places, and then bought like 7 to finish off the set. So, garden, blooming blackbirds can go out of stock at any time, and then you're stuck. So I've got all 12 of the garden series, and I decided I should start it because I had the fabric, and I had not shown you the fabric before because I thought I might do some more with it. I actually did a little video before I did a start, so I'm going to insert it now. So it's Leigh from the past talking a little bit about my surprise start. So here is the insert. Hey FLOSSTUBE, this is Leigh from the past, Monday, talking to you in the future, Sunday. I want to start a new project and I want to show you the linen before I start stitching on it, and I can't wait because I'm an impatient wee beaver, and also I just thought, why not do something a bit different this week, because I'm working from home and it's all a really weird sort of day. So yeah, it's 4:30 on my first day of my new job, and going fine. I for a moment there I was like, I've forgotten everything I ever knew, but it was fine. Once I remembered my password, and it was all good. So far so good. One day down, how many more to go? But anyway, I mentioned on my last FLOSSTUBE, so yesterday, but for you a week ago, that I had purchased a bunch of mostly gentle arts over the last couple of months from various sources and trips and things, and here they are here. And I mentioned that they were for a couple of different Blackbird projects. So here's 3/4 of them. And then a couple of people reached out saying, what Blackbirds are they for? And then I'm like, you know what? I want to start this project and I don't want to wait till next week. So I slowly for 5 and then quickly for 7 gathered up the garden series from Blackbird Designs. So it's 12 charts from back in the olden days. When were they published? Who knows? 2016. So yeah, truly the olden days. There are 12 in the series. I want to stitch them all on one piece, which will look like something like, somewhere there's a mock-up of the whole thing. Which one would that be? I'm so prepared, as you can tell. Why would today be any different from yesterday? Oh yeah, there we go. So, of course they don't have to be stitched as one piece. They can be stitched on as individual little doofers, cushions or smalls, or you could stitch them all on one piece of fabric. These were all stitched on different fabrics and sewn together, and you can see there are 1, 2, 3 months that have 2 smaller, narrower designs. I mean, I had to get it because of the pomegranate, so I had to buy the whole set because of the pomegranate. So I wanted to stitch them on one piece of fabric because the idea of finding essentially, I think a couple of the fabrics repeat, but it's something like there's 15 different sections, 12 months or 12 parts, and I think it's something like 9 different fabrics. I don't have 9 different fabrics all in the same count and with the suitable kind of range of colours. So what I decided to do ages ago, and I did this ages ago, like in the middle of winter, was I decided that I would dye a piece of fabric, but I would section it off and kind of manipulate the colour so that I have different shades of colour all over the piece. So I've done that. I did that in winter, and I hadn't showed you guys because I thought I might go back and do another coat because it is a little bit pale, a little bit paler than I originally wanted. However, on reflection, I can't be fussed doing that. Sorry, I've got a message coming through. Okay, I'll ring her back in a minute. And so I'm just going to start it. I'm going to start it probably today because new job, new start. And I'm going to do a section a month or a part a month. So here's my bit of fabric. So what are you talking about? You can see that it has different colours in it. It's a lot more subtle than if I got individual pieces of fabric. But what I did is I sat down one weekend and I spaced out with a back stitch and a cotton that I will pull out where each of the segments go. And then I mixed up different shades of colour dye. All I did was start with a basic colour, then I added a bit of extra of one colour and painted another section. Then I diluted that and added a bit of other colour and stuff. So I've kind of got some yellower bits and some slightly greyy purpley bits and a peachy bit down here. Terrible light, this is not showing it at all well. But essentially I've just manipulated the colour so that each section has kind of a slightly different colour, and it's really hard for you to see, but I have sectioned each section off with a couple of stitches in between. I think 6 threads, I think, so like 3 rows. And yeah, I'm going to start it. It's just, I wanted something a bit more fun with the fabric. I had imagined that the different colours would be a little bit more bold, but actually in person, you know, I'm looking at it now, I can very clearly see what maybe you can't see, that this top section, that might be the bottom section. I think I've got it upside down. I don't even know which one's first. No, yeah, this way. Yeah, this is the way up. Is hold it back maybe. Yeah, they're just different colours. Anyway, blah blah blah. There's my fabric. I have all of the threads I need to do the first 3 blocks, which for me is going to be the bottom 3 blocks, because I start at the bottom. So I'm going to start with part 10 this month, and then I'll move on to part 11 next month, then part 12 next month, then work my way up. So I've got all of the threads I need for the bottom 3. I've got some of the threads I need for that one, and I've got like, I need to get 1 more thread to do this row, and then I think 3 threads to do that row, because there's a lot of repeat. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm starting. So by the time I show my video, I would have started it, but I wanted to show you this because I didn't think about starting it until I was having a chat, and then I decided, well, it's a new start today for my new job, so why not do a new start, new beginning, and we'll see how we go. I don't think it'll, look, there's a very good chance that it'll be a start and a finish, as in that I will get part 10 done. So part 10 is, how does the lily grow? And you know, these are pretty small. From a Leigh stitching, I totally could finish this like in a couple of days. So, but I'm going to try and stitch them, you know, 1 a month, 1 section a month, and go from there. So I'll return you back to your regular program, and I guess Leigh from the future will be back with you any second now. Ciao. So that was me rabbiting on. I can't remember what I said, but essentially I showed you the fabric before I started it, and because I wanted to show you the fabric before I started it, talked about the design and all that sort of stuff. So as I said, I think I said in there I'm going to do 1 part a month, and so I've got Garden Club series, which is by Blackbird Designs, and it's on 40 count linen that I dyed myself using a slightly mottled approach, depending on, to change the colour across some of the little sections, and I'm using the called for mostly Gentle Art, so there's a couple of weeks in the list. So I started it on the 13th of January, and I did do a start and finish of this 1 part, so it's a partial finish for now, I guess. So I did part 9, I'm doing, nope, I did part 10, which is part 10. Part 10 looks like that. The how does the lily grow? So that is the part I did, because I start on the bottom left, because I'm just weird like that. And yeah, stitched it on a little bit on the Monday, because I worked from home. I had a bit of time Monday, and then I finished it on the Tuesday. So there is the part 10 down the bottom with called for, and it looks all one color. In person you can see that like this section is more mauvey, and you really can't see it on the camera. It's sort of washing it all out, but it's quite noticeable. It's still subtle, but it's quite noticeable. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. It was a quick little stitch and personalised it, changed it to 2025. I had to kind of squish the 5 in because there wasn't really that much room for it. And then my initial there instead of the A that's charted. My, whatever colour that one is, Tin Bucket, is a lot greyer than what the picture looks like. The picture looks like it's quite a lot blue because these colours are obviously 7 years after the charts. I think it was 2018, I think I said, but I'm really happy with it and I don't care. It's interesting, there's like about 5 different beigey colours in all this, and arguably you could probably just pick one beigey colour. They're not that different, but like that colour and that colour and that colour and that colour are different, but they look the same, but whatever. It was a fun little stitch, really, really quick. So I'm going to try and stitch each part around the 13th just to mark my, 1 month at work. So part 11 is going to be Fairy Garden. So I'm looking forward to it. So that is my unexpected start, or my impromptu start on Monday. And then I had my birthday start. So we've got Real Comfort by Plum Street Samplers. This was originally a limited release or a kitted release, I can't remember who with. Does it say? No. Whatever. And I am stitching mine on the cord for 36 count Saltbush linen by Fox and Rabbit, but I'm using the Vicky Clayton hand dyed fibers silk pack. I think I said I was going to show you, put them in the little, I haven't got a really good way of storing them, not buying anything. I'll show you the colours. So she provides, if it called for 2 skeins of weeks or what have you, you get two reels or little spools of the silk, and I just wrote the symbols on, so you get a little converter. So it has the called for, this chart actually had quite a few DMC threads, not all weeks, and then the silk name, and then I just wrote the symbols on because then I just have to look at the symbol. So the silks are beautiful to stitch with, and now I've kind of made them all huckery because I've cut into them. But what's this one? Delicate Mouse, Dry Rub. And they've all got some variation. It's 2 dry rubs. We've got, what's this one? I can't read that. Fugalies, Fugalies. I have no idea. Fagels, Fagales. I don't know what that refers to. It's just a very light beigey off-white. What's this? Favours Curried. I like that, gives a play on the phrase to curry favour. Zinnia. There's quite a few very goldy, browny, hazelnutty colours. What's this one? Side Saddle. Exhaust, but it's with an X, and then or horsed as an exhaust. Zonal Quality, some random names for her silks. Earth Stars is a very mottled kind of white with a little bit of a greeny colour to it, I think. That's a repeat. Vitrine Shadow. Yellow Space, haven't used that one yet. Grizzly Bear. Umbrage. Nocturnal Concert, and Pennywort. And I think there are 3 that there are duplicates of. So that is the silk pack. My first time using Vicky Clayton's silk, and I love it. It is a dream to stitch with. I've heard people say it. Now, I haven't ironed anything. I didn't get the iron out. So here is where I got to. So I stitched quite a bit yesterday, and I did some again today. I did probably about 3 hours today. So I've got the entire bottom row below that border line done. So that bottom border is completely done, and including the back stitch, the long stitch. I've got the side stars in. Essentially, I now will fill it. I've got the path up to the front door. I'll probably give it a break now, although I'm tempted just to keep stitching on this until it's finished. I love it so much. And all those kind of goldy autumny colours just are stunning. It'd be nicer if I'd ironed it. I'm missing a couple of colours. I think I haven't filled in, there's a colour missing in the middle of there. I haven't got that one, haven't pulled that one out yet to stitch on anything else. Otherwise, now I've got a whole bunch of leaves and acorns to put in, and then it all gets filled in with the equivalent of lily pad, which is the exhaust, no, it's not exhaust, is it exhaust? Yeah, the exhaust colour gets filled in. I think it's exhaust for lily pad. It is, I'm remembering already. That's not the right side. I can muff it. So yeah, all of this. So I've got to do, next time I pick it up, I'll do all of the, well, I won't probably do all of it, it's quite a lot of stitching in there, but I'll start working on all the leaves and acorns that are on the lawn, and then I can just fill it all in with the lily pad substitute, the exhaust. But it's amazing. It didn't take me that long. Basically, this exhaust colour is all the way around with the big leaves and the kind of, so and it's not far to count. I think the most you have to count is like 5, so where you might have a leaf and then a gap of 5 for a flower, and then, so it's pretty, you know, counting to 5 is pretty easy to do without cocking it up. So I was able to get all of the green and base green in around here, and then I could fill in all those probably lovely little flowers and things, and then I started with just getting that little bit of border in. So again, that's where we're at. Love it on the fabric. I love autumnal colours on a grey fabric. I can't tell you how much I'm in love with this, and so happy with the silk. It is beautiful to stitch with. If you get the opportunity, if you like silk. If you don't like silk, then you won't love it because it's still silk, but it is so smooth and it sits so beautifully. It is a genuine pleasure to stitch with. So if you like silk, I wouldn't hesitate to have a crack at one of these silk packs because they are beautiful, beautiful colours. So yay, that's my stitching. So yeah, pretty good week. All in all, I am happy that I could get back to you, come to you today and say hello, and hopefully I don't look a day over 52 in 365 days or 366 days, so we had an extra one last year. Yeah, I'm going to go and probably have a break from stitching, but edit this video because it's quite late. It is 8:48. I just spent a couple of hours on the phone with my best friend, Tan, and we hadn't caught up since well before Christmas, and that's very unusual for us. But, you know, to talk post-birthday shenanigans, so I just didn't have time to do the video until now. So it's probably the latest I've done for a while. It shouldn't take too long to edit. I'll get it up, and yeah. Oh, thank you to a couple of people who bought me coffees for my birthday. I did have a coffee and a Coke Zero today, or Coke no sugar. So I appreciate your contributions to my palette. I will see you all next week, and as always, don't let your needles rust. Ciao.